What is going on, guys? It's Neo here, and it's been a while, guys. It's been like what has it been, like a week, and well, it's almost been more like a week and a half, maybe. So I haven't really checked too much, but it's been a little while since my last video. My last video, as you know, was the Last of Us Fear the End trailer that I did for the Naughty Dog Firefly pendant contest. Unfortunately, I did not win, but congratulations to those of you who did. I'm sure Naughty Dog said like they're probably going to post the winning videos on Uncharted TV if they haven't already, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, guys, we're not here for that. We're here for Injustice. This is my Injustice kind of online, you know, not a review, but kind of just a let's talk about it real quick. So I just got Injustice Gods Among Us. I actually ended up trading in my Xbox finally and getting like 4 new games. I know, like, it's like finally, you just got it like around Christmas time. Well, yeah, guys, the point of that was so that my dad could actually play with me, and you know, he just doesn't ever do it. So, you know, what did I expect? But, you know, and I also beat Alan Wake, and then my Xbox didn't have enough memory to get, you know, like the DLC and all that, so there was kind of no point in that. I might end up seeing if my computer can handle Steam games, because if it can, I might just end up buying that stuff for my computer and end up, you know, getting an Xbox controller and playing it on here, so that way I can still get and play that stuff. I don't even know if Alan Wake's on Steam. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I'll probably get Left 4 Dead 2 again and get some of the DLC for that. But anyways, yeah, so this is Injustice, and I picked up this Need for Speed Most Wanted because I've been wanting that for a while. Far Cry 3 was 30 bucks, and I also got SSX finally after like a whole year of not getting it because I said I was finally going to get it. They had a massive patch for that, which is pretty awesome. But this is Injustice, and as you can see, I'm playing as a couple of different people. Actually, just most of this time I'm playing as 2 people in particular. I'm playing as Deathstroke, and I'm also playing as Nightwing. Funny that I would pick those 2 because in Teen Titans they were like rivals, Robin and Slade. So Deathstroke, I know is like that's his name, and then his name is like Slade Wilson, which is really ironic because there's Wade Wilson in Marvel, but whatever. But Slade, Deathstroke, whatever you want to call him, I really like his character. You know, not because like he's a spammer or whatever. I know people love saying like, oh, I've seen a lot of people online spamming him. Ironically, I haven't run into a whole lot of people that have used him. Maybe it's because since I was using him, nobody ever really chose to use him. But, you know, I mean, just today though, you know, choose my words more carefully, but just today there was a spammer that I ran into, and you'll see some of that gameplay here. But you know, this dude like hid his cursor so I couldn't see who he was going to choose. He probably saw that on my emblem or whatever, on my player's heroes card, I have a Nightwing background and then a Slade emblem, a picture or whatever. So he probably wanted to just say, hey, let's just be Slade for fun or whatever. And so he ended up choosing him, and the next thing you know, all he does is just freaking shoot at me with his pistols and his assault rifle. And I don't really do that. I like using Slade as like a combat person. When you know me in fighting games, I'm very versatile with how I fight. You know, sometimes I'll stay back, sometimes I'll get up in people's face, but I'm very versatile. I try to mix it up because my personal preference is that, yeah, winning's fun, but I really like to look cool when I'm doing it. You guys know that I have that pickiness about me where I need to make something look really cool and stuff. Like, you know, my DMC trailer, I really went hard to that sounded really weird. I really went in to make sure that I got good clips for that trailer to it was just a demo, so I didn't have much to work with, but I did my best to make it look cool. So that's kind of how I am with fighting games. You know, like I try to get like all my combos out in one match, which is pretty ridiculous when you're fighting somebody online because it's unpredictable. But you know, I try to do the best I can. And now with this, I'm really enjoying using Deathstroke. I mean, he's got some great attacks. I try to mix them up. I actually came up with this one combo all by myself, and then I actually went online and looked up, you know, I was about to look up how to get better with him or whatever and see what other people are doing, or just combo compilations, and one of the guys that I found actually had a similar combo to me, but he didn't actually get his special attack in it, but that's actually what I did here, and I'll probably show you guys that now. And then another thing was that, like, Nightwing, I love Robin. I love Dick Grayson. I was actually the Teen Titans Robin for Halloween one time, and then just, you know, and especially I love Batman Under the Red Hood. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a great movie. Jensen Ackles, Neil Patrick Harris are in it, and I can't remember who plays Batman in the movie. I think it might be Kevin Conroy. I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, it's a really great movie, and you know, I love the way Nightwing looks with his short hair personally, and I love his, you know, new 52 costume, his skin, because it has the red, and you know me, red's my favorite color, so that's why I choose to use that one all the time. And I absolutely hate the Regime Nightwing. One, well, no, I'm just not gonna say anything. But yeah, I just don't like the way he looks. I know it looks more like the Teen Titans one, but I just think he looks really ugly. Like, that's a bad haircut for him. But yeah, so going more in detail into the online, there's some things that could be talked about. One, matchmaking for ranked matches, because that's all I really played. Well, one thing, let's start this off. Online for Injustice, very addicting, very addicting. I've never really like wanted to fight so much online in any other game except for Injustice. Like, maybe it's because I like, you know, I'm getting more serious about this fighting game, and I like want to see more heavy combos and stuff like that. I want to get more into, you know, pulling off these difficult combos and everything. But it's just like, it's so, I don't know what it is. It's just so addicting, and I just really like get into it and stuff. So, you know, fighting online is definitely very good. But the matchmaking, like for ranked matches, is garbage. It's totally horrible. Like, you will not get matched up with people that you're ranked. You get matched up with a person that's got like 300 wins and 40 losses, and then you'll be like, me, I'm like, you know, like I said, I'm not that great yet, especially since I was using Slade at first, and he's kind of, I tend to use Slade is more of a, how can I put this? He's a versatile character, but he doesn't have a lot of options for combos because, like, well, he does kind of, but like you just have to like work around them, because like, you know, he consists of like his guns, so where he can stand back. He also has a really long sword attack that he can use. He kind of like lunges at the person, which is pretty useful. But then once you get in their face, he only has so many combos and stuff like that, and a few of them, you know, incorporate his guns, so you don't always get to play off of those as much. Nightwing, on the other hand, is more of a mid to close range fighter, and that makes him very weak against like, you know, people that are like Green Lantern or Raven, or speaking of which, the most spammy characters that I've run into, Green Lantern, definitely. I mean, definitely. If anything, I'll show you some gameplay right here in a second. There's this guy that I ran into who would not stop grabbing me with Green Lantern. Like, when I first played as him in the story, I was like, dang, Green Lantern's freaking awesome. He's probably going to be one of my favorite characters. And I just chose not to use him at first, because I thought that with a fighter like this, I was only going to get used to maybe one or two characters, because then you start thinking about, you know, you'll be using one character and you'll be trying to do, like, you know, the other character's combo. You're like, why is it not working and stuff? And so then you get confused. So that's why I want to just stick to like one or two, like that being Deathstroke and Nightwing. But, you know, Green Lantern I thought about using, but he's just freaking ridiculous. Like, he'll grab you, he'll use his ring to like kind of like lure you, grab you, then hit you on the ground, and then if you like, you know, use the burst, he'll end up smacking you on the other side, and then the next thing you know, he can use his turbine to just hit you, and that turbine, he'll jump in the air, use it, he'll fly all the way across the screen. He's just all over the place, and it's really ridiculous. And then, if anything, like, it's cool. I mean, I'm sure it's fun, like a blast pulling that stuff off, but it's ridiculous when you're the person fighting Green Lantern and trying to like get in, especially as Nightwing, who needs to get in close to pull his combos off. So you'll see that like here, I'm fighting this guy. The first time I get my butt kicked because I just don't know what to do because he keeps grabbing me, and then the next thing you know, I start blocking more highs and lows and just trying to stay away from him, but then also getting close so I can just pummel him and stuff. But it doesn't help, because then sometimes he'll just start shooting rockets and, you know, bullets at me, and I can't do anything. But if anything, please, like, if they come up with a patch, shorten the range of that attack. You know, like, if you're it's just kind of ridiculous how far you can be and he can still grab you. I mean, maybe in the air, like, that can be kept the same or whatever, because sometimes when you're bouncing, like, you'll juggle a person, you'll need that length to get them out of the air and stuff. But on the ground, that's just ridiculous that it can reach that far and grab somebody. And then, like, same thing with like Raven, you can be like halfway across the screen, she'll just end up crushing you and hitting you on the ground, and it's really freaking annoying. But and then Superman's also like, I don't know, he's not that great, but like his lasers, I ran into a couple of people that would just spam the lasers. His, you know, his what am I talking about? Lasers, his heat vision, his, you know, beams and stuff. He just keeps shooting them at you, and then they'll burst them, and then they'll keep doing it over and over again. And, you know, there's a way to dodge that. You can duck, but when you're trying to like get in, like dash towards the player and get in to like fight them, it's really hard when somebody just keeps spamming that on you. And so that's kind of what I don't like about those characters, that they can keep you away from them all the time. And as Nightwing, that's not a very good thing for me, because I need to be in there. So what I tried to do actually was that I found that his bow staff was really useless, but against those kinds of people, it's actually not too bad, because you'll see here I'm fighting Deathstroke, and I tend to, you know, he tried to spam me, he tried, But since like I love when people try to use the characters that I'm good with, or like I tend to use a lot, because then I say, okay, I know what their movesets, I know what they're capable of. I mean, you'll see he tries to like use that lunging sword attack at me, but I know to block it. And then, you know, he also shoot me, so I know to duck and go high and low and stuff like that, but it's really hard to get close to him. So I started using my staff, and it's ironic because I thought to myself, alright, if I fight another guy like that Green Lantern and they're just keeping away from me, I'm just going to keep lunging at them. Every single time they get close too, I'm just going to use my bow staff to just whack them and stay away. And that's exactly what I did with this guy. And so I really, you know, I got in close a couple times, but then I played off of him and just started whacking at him. Personally, I'd say the best person for Nightwing to go up against and the most fun that I have fighting somebody would be Green Arrow. Green Arrow is a great character, Oliver Queen. He just, you know, I'm sure he's a very versatile character himself when you're playing as him, but like against him, when you're playing as Nightwing as well, he's not cheap. He's fair. I mean, he can be cheap sometimes if he shoots you with his, like, you know, his ice arrows, and then you end up getting frozen or whatever. But any person that can shoot like weapons and stuff like that is going to be a little unbalanced when it comes to all the other characters that need to get in close range. Another character that, you know, would be fair would be, of course, Batman. He's a close range combat person, but he also has his grappling, which is a little cheap. That Nightwing doesn't have some kind of thing like that either. But you know, he can, when he gets in, if you're fighting a Batman and he knows what he's doing, you're screwed. So you might want to just like stay away and, you know, just keep away with them and just start, you know, whacking them at him with your bow staff as well. But you know, there's several times where I've had my butt handed to me by a Batman. But you know, this is just some things that I've had thoughts about with the online. Another character that I think was a little bit ridiculous is Bane, because Bane just cannot be stopped. Like, when you have a character that can just run like the freaking Hulk and run like the Rhino, like all the way across the screen and just smack you, and you can't even like do anything. Like, I mean, I got Deathstroke one of the times I actually was fighting Bane. I shot him in the leg, but that was because his health, like, you know, it's like it does damage to them, but it doesn't stop them from doing anything. Like, it doesn't stop Bane from running. It'll just hurt him, but he'll keep going at you. And I don't know how to block that, man. I just don't know what to do when some Bane is running at me, and then he'll just start doing his lucha libre smackdowns on me, and I'm just like, what the frick, man? I can't stay away, or I can't get away. Like, I need to get away. And so I don't know, guys. I mean, the best thing, if you're trying to get better at Nightwing, the best thing I can do, or the best thing I can tell you, is practice, because that's what I've been doing. And today I was lucky enough to actually get a few wins in regards, and, like, you know, despite the couple of spammers that I ran into. But even the spammer Deathstroke, I still won against him. So I thought that was pretty cool. But you know, if there's any matches that you see here, if I haven't played like the full match, if you want to check one out, just leave a comment and say, like, you know, leave the time, and I'll try to find that match and upload it later, maybe with or without commentary. But you know, like I said, guys, it's recommendations for using Nightwing. Learn the combos, learn what your character does inside and out. That's going to be a critical thing. You know, like, I didn't think I had to do that, but you know, knowing how to block somebody is very good. You know, I would say this. Use the D-pad when you're blocking. When you're trying to use the analog stick, especially in this game, for some reason I just have a really hard time using the analog stick, and because it's not like Street Fighter where you get a bunch of cushion. You have to be really precise, and using the D-pad is a lot more precise than the analog sticks for a lot of things, especially blocking. So when you're blocking, another recommendation would be to block more high attacks, because players tend to do that because there's not a lot of, like, you know, low attacks. They'll trip you sometimes, so and combos can lead into low attacks. So if you think that you're gonna need to block low, block high first and then block low. I mean, there's a time where I blocked Batman's attacks a couple of times because, you know, I was blocking high and then low because I knew what he was going to do. I know what Batman's trying to do. You know, they're trying to, you know, always do that thing where they put the batarangs below you and blow them up and stuff like that, and so it's just kind of frustrating, but you can prevent these kind of things. So anyways, guys, this is my kind of Injustice Online thoughts, or my thoughts on the online. Please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, comment, like the video, share it, whatever. Also, check out my Twitter if you haven't already. It's NeosTweetThing, or at NeosTweetThing. And yeah, guys, I'll bring you more content later on. Like I said, it's like the reason why I've been gone so long is because graduation for me is almost here. I'm almost graduating or done with high school, and I'm really excited. But there's a lot of work that's left to be done, senior projects and all that stuff. So when the summer hits, expect more videos. All right, deuces.